The last video introduced you to creating forms in the Magento backend. In this video, we're going to continue by actually processing the data entered into the form. Let's get started. The first thing we need to do is tell the form what action we're going to submit to. In our form container, we need to create a function called getSaveURL. This function returns a string, which is the URL that we're going to set the action parameter to. It's automatic, so once we reload the page, if we view the source on the form element, we'll see that the action is pointing to our event controller. So let's make sure we have that action created. In our event controller, we have the save action. Line by line, let's take a look at what this action is doing. First, we're gathering some parameters from the URL. This allows us to edit our event models in the future. The rest of this function is basically processing the post data the Magento way. Instead of using PHP's $_post variable, we're using the getRequest getPost function. This gives us all of the post data, which we can then add to our event model and save it in the database. The rest of the function is just logging some messaging to the screen, either successful messaging if the save occurs successfully, or error messaging if something went wrong. Finally, we redirect back to the form. So let's see if this works. So things are looking pretty good, at least the messages on the screen are indicating that. Let's peek at MySQL and see if the event was actually saved. And it looks like it was. So let's recap. In order to process data posted to our form, we had to add a getSaveURL function to our form block. Then we had to add the appropriate save action in the controller, where we could use the getPost function to retrieve post data and save it to our model. Coming up in the next video, I'm going to show you how you can list all of the models stored in your database in a Magento grid, so stay tuned.